everyone. Welcome to the Phoenix Rise podcast. My name is Claire and I am your host. So if you haven't been here before, welcome. This is where we talk about all things business, spirituality, and mindset, where we integrate the 3D and the 5D. We embrace our spirituality and our success, and we embody our ambition and our awakening, because it doesn't have to be one or the other, babe, okay? In this world, we get to have it all. We get to have everything that we want because we are worthy of it. So welcome, so glad to have you with us. And today we've got a really hot topic that I think everyone, whether you're in business, whether you want to start business, whether you're a successful entrepreneur already, wherever you are in your journey, I think this is a really important topic, and it's something that people discuss a lot, but no one really ever gets to the very core of it. So we are going to be talking about, sorry, I've got to let my dog out. We're going to be talking about authenticity, okay? And we're going to explore what it actually means, how we can get in touch with it, how we can find the confidence to harness it and embody it, and how we can actually utilize that in our business, in our lives as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, and how it can impact our income on the other side of that. Because it's really important, right? Because when you're in business, when you are an entrepreneur, you are your brand, and it doesn't matter how big or small your business may be. You are your brand. If you are a business owner, you are your brand. And that doesn't mean that you can't have a brand underneath you, like, you know, your marketing and your collateral underneath that, but you are the vision. You are what will attract your dream clients to you. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what colors you use. It doesn't matter what your logo looks like. It doesn't matter how great your testimonials are. If people don't trust you and they don't see your authenticity and they don't relate to you, they are not going to buy from you. Okay, so it's really integral as to our journey and our success as soulpreneurs, right? As we're integrating our spirituality and our success, as we are fulfilling our purpose, it's even more important to embody that authenticity. So let's kind of start at the beginning and explore what authenticity actually means. So I would love for you to ask yourself for a moment, pause me if you want to, but what does authenticity mean to you? So you might have a few things going around your head. So maybe it's real, genuine, unfiltered, unapologetic, raw, relatable, honest. Just have a little sit with that for a minute and see what words come into your mind. And now I want you to ask yourself, who really are you? Who is the real you that you've hidden away, that you've buried, that you've dimmed down to fit in, to feel like you belong, to appease others, to go with the flow, to not ruffle the feathers, you know, all of those narratives that keep us boxed in to an identity that isn't actually us. And generally this can happen from childhood, right? You know, maybe you find a friendship circle and you feel like the odd one out. Has there ever been a time when you were at school and your friends all did something and you weren't invited? Because I know I had that a lot through my whole school life. I always felt like I didn't fit in, like I wasn't really part of the gang, like I wasn't really wanted. And yes, some of that has to do with self-worth, but what happens is we then change and we mold ourselves into different people so that we are included more, so that we are invited to the things, so that we feel like we're one of them, you know? And that then goes into our adult lives, into our careers. So another example, when I started in the corporate world, before I became an entrepreneur, when I was just working for someone else and I was in the B2B blue chip corporate world. And I got told many times, you can't dress like that. You can't talk like that. You're not going to be taken seriously like that. Why don't you wear a suit? You can't wear heels like that. You can't wear red lipstick like that. Like, I can't tell you the amount of stigma and dogma that was put upon me because of the industry I was in and because of who I was. And I had to change massive parts of myself so that I would be taken seriously, so that I would get those promotions, so that I was showing up as the person that I was led to believe I had to be to get any kind of success in that career ladder, right? And the thing is that even when we come away from those situations, so maybe when we leave school or when we change jobs or we move or whatever happens, we never get back to our true selves. We might remove a couple of layers, maybe the red lipstick came back, maybe I stopped wearing the suits, maybe I didn't, there will be little things that you kind of stop straight away. But it's very rare that you ever remove all of those added layers that would then put on top of you. And that's why we have to do so much peeling of the onion, right? To find our true selves, our true authentic selves. Because we've had all these years of being told we can't be like that, of being told we're not good enough like that, we don't fit in like that, we'll never be respected, we'll never be successful because we're like that. It's just like when I had my spiritual awakening and I was told you can't be spiritual and successful, you can't be in business and be a Buddhist, you can't be ambitious and be awakened, they don't go together. Says who? Says who? Just because that is what society might believe, or that certain group of people might believe, that doesn't have to be your truth. You get to create your own rules. And this is what I'm so passionate about, right? Empowering you to throw out that rule book, to overcome your fear of what society tells you can or can't do, and to step into your light, to unleash your power into the world unapologetically and with authenticity. So once you're able to peel back those layers and find who you truly are at your core, and that takes work, right? I would invite you to do some journaling around this. So questions you can ask yourself are, what are my values? What impact do I want to make in the world? Who do I want to help? What legacy do I want to leave? And who do I need to become in order to do that? What parts of me are no longer in alignment with that? What parts of me have I picked up along the way that I can now release because they were never mine to begin with? So this is not about becoming someone that you're not. It's about unlearning everything that you've learned. It's about letting go of all of the extra things that you've taken on that were never yours to begin with. They were never meant for you. You were not meant to be someone that you're not. So this is about refinding who you are. So when I talk about becoming that next version of you, it doesn't mean that you're becoming something that you're not. It means that you're coming back to who you were always meant to be. Does that make sense? So when we've got that authenticity, the next challenge is showing it to the world. right? Because we've been judged before. We've been made to feel that we shouldn't show our true selves because maybe it makes us weak. Maybe it means that we're not taken seriously. Maybe it means that people will judge us for whatever reason, for their own limiting beliefs, right? So the next hurdle, if you like, is to find the inner confidence, the inner courage, the inner bravery to show that to the world, regardless of the outcome. So a great question to ask yourself, another one, is who would you be if there was no bad outcome to worry about? So if you had none of the fear, you had none of the shame, you had none of the judgment, none of that stigma, who would you be? How would you show up in the world? What words would you use? What clothes would you wear? How you know, how is your energy? Who do you associate yourself with? Who would you be without any of that worry? Because that is the core of it. That is who you are. That is who you are. It's only because of the fear that we hide that, because of our previous lives where we've been made to feel bad because of that. It's not your fault that you feel that way. It's what society has made you do. You know, it's made you hide. It's made you scared to really let your true self out. Because if you build all of these layers, right, and you get to, it's almost like you're building these blankets around you. And if someone then rejects you, maybe there's a dream client, right? Let's play a game. There's a dream client that you really want to work with. You know you can help them. You know that they are just your perfect fit. And they say no. They don't want to work with you. Now, if you've got these layers of onion that you've built, these blankets that you've put around you, it's like that rejection doesn't hit as deep, because you can kind of convince yourself, okay, it's not me they don't want to work with. It's this layer of me that I've added on top. So actually, I'm fine. It's nothing to do with me. And when you're being your most authentic self, we don't have those layers, right? We don't have that kind of fake bravado that we put around ourselves. We are just our truest, rawest, most vulnerable selves. So when we get that rejection, sometimes we can take it a bit more personally, and we can be a little bit like, oh, okay, well, I am really being me, so they must not like me if they don't want to work with me. And we can make it about us. But actually, when we are our authentic selves, our most authentic selves, okay, and we've peeled back the layers, we attract our dream clients. And if they don't want to work with us, we know that it's not because of us, it's because they're not ready. They're not ready for where you can take them. They're not ready for that transformation. They're not ready for that change in their life. It's not about you, it's about them. It's about them, it's not about you. Because when you are your most authentic self, you are living your truth. You are shining your light so brightly that you become a magnet to the people that you're here to impact. And the way that you do this is by embodying it and integrating it into everything that you do, right? So into your marketing, into your branding, into your identity, into the very essence of who you are and how you show up, where you show up, who you come across as on camera, how you're speaking, who you're speaking to, the clothes that you're wearing, the lipstick that you're wearing, you know, whatever it is, everything needs to be you, authentically you. So I'm going to give you a really kind of recent example for me. Okay, so what I will also say is embracing your authenticity doesn't happen overnight. because this is deep-seated stuff. This takes a lot of work to get to the point where you can show up 110% authentically, day in, day out, no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, no matter who you're talking to, no matter the situation, whether you're pitching to a corporate client, whether you're in the bank, whether you're at school picking your kids up, whether you're in the shop buying something, no matter where you are, that you are showing up as that same version of yourself. And that takes practice, and it takes work, and it takes courage, and it takes confidence, and it takes deep inner strength to be able to do that. Because you're not going to be for everyone, okay? I'm not for everyone. No one is for everyone, and we're not meant to be for everyone. You're meant to be for the people that you're here to help. And they will love your authenticity, because until you let that shine, they're not going to be on that same frequency as you, because they're waiting. Like, let's say your authenticity is at a level 10. I'm using my hands, but the people in the podcast can't see me, so I'm going to talk it through as well. So let's say your authenticity is at a level 10. But when you've got all those layers, you're at a 5, you're radiating at your level 5 frequency. Well, your tribe, your people that you're here to help, are radiating at a level 10, and they're looking for people at a level 10, because that is the frequency that they are on. That is the frequency of the people that they want to work with. If your frequency is at a level 5, because you've added all of these extra layers of bullshit and protection around you, they can't find you because you're not on the same frequency. They need to meet you at your truest frequency. And the way that you get that is by being your most authentic self. So it takes practice, it takes work, it takes time. And you need to be gentle with yourself, but you also need to hold yourself accountable. So the example that I was going to give to you, right? And you might laugh at this, but it is true. Okay. So I hid myself a lot on social media because, well, for many reasons, you know, we have many layers of reasons as to why, but a big part of it was I was always made to believe that if you swear, right, you'll laugh at this, but if you swear, it means that you don't have any other vocabulary, that you don't really know what to say, that your common was a common narrative that I had around it, and that people wouldn't take you seriously. So for most of my life, I have felt like a massive block in my throat chakra around swearing, and especially around swearing in a professional sense, right? So where my clients might find me. I've been a corporate entrepreneur for 10 years. I, have worked with blue chip clients. I also obviously have a coaching business, which is Phoenix, which is where you guys are. And I also have a crystal business. So I'm in many different worlds. And to be authentic in all of those very different worlds was very hard for me because I felt that block. And I always struggled to really express what I wanted to express because I felt restricted. And it's kind of, it doesn't matter whether I swear or not, it's still having that restricted feeling because of what I was made to believe, that if I did swear, no one is going to want to work with me. No one is going to take me seriously. They're all going to think I'm dumb. They're all going to think, I don't know what I'm talking about and blah, 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 whatever. But once, and this is only recently, right? For me, this is another layer that I've peeled off recently. So I would say in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've managed to unblock that. And now I have been the most authentic version of myself that I have ever been. And, there's a lot of backstory. I was in an abusive relationship for 15 years where I couldn't speak my truth, where I couldn't be truly me. I was so restricted in showing who I really was, in allowing myself to be free, to shine unapologetically. So that also has a massive part of it, but it doesn't matter what the backstory is or why. All that matters is overcoming that, is unblocking that and rewriting that belief so that you can release that and you can now step into the authenticity, find your voice, find the words that you want to use. It really is irrelevant if you want to swear or you don't want to swear. I mean, who gives a fuck, right? But the point is that you need to release the blocks. You need to release the blocks, remove the layers so that you can shine, so that your people can find you. And, you know, as soon as I did that, I noticed more people reaching out to me, and the people that were reaching out to me were dream clients. Like, they were ready to buy. They knew that I was their person. There wasn't any is, how's, or maybe. It was like, how do I work with you? It wasn't how much do you cost? It wasn't what can you do for me? It was, how do I work with you? I know I want to work with you. Tell me how. And they were signing up within 10 minutes of me sending them the application form. So this is what happens when you get to the point where you can truly embody your authenticness and integrate it into every aspect of your business, of your life, of your being. You will magnetize and attract your dream clients. You will become the best, brightest, boldest, most badass version of yourself. You will shine your light so brightly that it is impossible to dim it down anymore. It's just like, it's radiating, right? There's no dull switch. It's out there for all the world to see. Whether they like it or not, it's going to shine anyway. And when you do that, you will be at your highest frequency and you will start to manifest the life that you dream of. The law of attraction will respond to that magnetic frequency that you are giving off, and it will attract back to you that which you give out. And when you are giving out authenticity, you are going to receive it back in the tons. You are going to embody a whole new version of yourself, which is a version of yourself that you have always been, but you've just hidden for so long. So I really, really hope that you can start to peel back the layers, start to come back to who you were always meant to be, and start integrating that into your life as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a kick-ass visionary, right? Because that's who you are. That's who you are. And that is what you are here to do. Okay. My angel alarm just went off then, so I completely lost my flow. But I want you to be the best version of yourself possible. That is what you're here to do. And that is how you are going to lift the vibration of the planet, by living your best life unapologetically. Okay, so if you want help to do that, I've got you covered. I've got a free 7-step blueprint to unleashing your inner power. Okay, 7 steps to start finding this version of you and start learning how to bring that version of you out. Because once you do that, you will never look back. I will put the links in the show notes below. And until next time, shine your light. You were born to shine. Don't be apologetic about it. Do you. Do what you were meant to do. Do what you were born to do. Do what you are destined to do. And I've got you. Let's do this.